and weaving. And first of all, I'd like to say a big welcome and a very big thank you to all my new subscribers. I cannot tell you how pleased I am that you found me and that you subscribed to join me, and I hope you enjoy my channel and you find things of interest. So I'm going to show you my doodle knit blanket in a minute, how far I've got, but I went and got a few bits of yarn. In a previous vlog, I can't remember which one it was, I was starting a jumper with a yoke in a pattern, and I bought wool in colours blue, pink and beige and green. I don't think I used the beige, but it didn't work. Anyway, I wanted new, not that I'm casting on at the moment, but I wanted something to use wool up because I didn't like it sitting there because I didn't know what to do with it. Anyway, I thought I might do another Whitmore because I've done 3 and I enjoyed that. And so then I thought, oh, I'll have a look at dots patterns. So I had a look at those and I found a couple on there. So anyway, without further ado, I show you my loveliness. So that's what I had originally, the drops gnawed. I hope it's coming up as gnawed and it's not reverse mirroring. I do apologise if it has. But anyway, I came across kid silk. So I'm going to do something with those two. So that yarn is going to be used. And then I had it in the pink. And I came across, actually I came across a beautiful mohair type. Well, it wasn't lace. I don't know what other yarn the person had used, but this throw, well, not a throw, it wasn't a shawlette, it was a scarf type shawl thing, and I thought it was beautiful. And anyway, I went for that with the kid silk. And then while scrolling through, as you do, Wool Warehouse in the UK, she was doing some sale bits and pieces, and on the merino, Yarnsmith's merino sock yarn, I came across this, and it's Christmas colours. She had 3 other colours, well 2 other colours as well as this. So I thought Christmas socks, I'll start those in October, if not before, as a little side whip as they call it, and that was reduced from £10 to 5. So I think that's a bargain in itself. And then hubby said he requested a pair of socks like he's requested his Gansey. Yeah, jury's still out. I'll show you the book in a minute. And he said, oh, I said, go and pick one then. And he chose that. So I've made him socks before, but they stay in his drawer because he doesn't wear them because he says they work out too thick for his shoes. I said, well, get a bigger pair of shoes. Oh, sorry. Well, it's a lot of hard work doing socks, isn't it? And your hubby goes, oh, they don't fit. Where with my boots then? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that was those. So let's get on with the doodle knit. And I will show you how far I've got. It's just over my shoulder. So I think it's been 11 days since I showed you it, so I've done quite a bit. That's it in its entirety at the moment, and I think when I last saw you I had, oh, let's move forward a little bit, I had got up to there. So as you can see, the light's doing its usual thing again. Sun comes out, changes the light in the room, sun goes in, changes the light in the room. So it is what it is, and I'm not a professional camera person, so yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah, it's doing it again. Anyway, so let's get back to this. This is more enjoyable. So I'd got to there, then I put some sheep, and then I put, well, that's either a coffee jug with a coffee mug or a teapot with a tea mug. Now some of the patterns, if you do it, you have to really look and search out what works. And for me, the design is nice, but where is it? It's this bit. And I thought, no, I haven't knitted it incorrectly. And I think they tried to make it like, you know, one of those handles that comes across and just go do and down, like a upside down L and pick up the jug. Yeah. And it didn't work. And I also feel when they put these little stitches in here to show shading on the mug, yeah, it looks all right when you see it in the picture, but when you actually come to knit it, well, for me, it doesn't quite work so much. But the sheep work beautifully. I think the more solid ones work beautifully. The hearts work beautifully. Those were supposed to be leaves that I got so far, and yeah, I don't know if it was the colourway I was using. Maybe I should have done, I don't know, the green leaves on a white background, but I wanted an assortment. And then this one, which I think is delightful, is the sheep, which have worked out really well. So yeah, the more solid work out better than the ones with little bits and pieces in the middle. I mean, those coffee cups worked out all right. They were all right doing those. The trees are good. Not sure what I'm going to do next. Let's give you some idea of size. So there's 26 stitches to a pattern in the book, but in those 26 stitches, like I think on the sheep, there's 2 sheep per 26 inches, 26 stitches, and on the hearts I believe there's 3 to 26. So I knew I wanted it about 32 inches, 36 inches wide, and I've got enough yarn. I am hopefully going to make it double the length. Jury's out as to how I'm going to finish it, but I'll make my mind up nearer that stage. But as I was saying, so where's my calculator? Hang on. Oh, right. Oh, sorry, reaching. So let's work it out. So I looked at it and I thought, right, I want 30 something inches. So I did 20, oh, calculator on, 26 by 9, because I started off at 7 repeats. I started off at 6 repeats, then 9 repeats, and 6, 7, 8, and then 9 repeats, which equal, wait a minute, oh, done it wrong. No, not 26, it's 24, isn't it? Porcupine, sorry, it's 24 stitches. 24 times 9 equals 24 times 9 equals 216. So on here I have 216 stitches, and I've measured it today, and without blocking it does measure about 34 to 36 inches in width. So I would imagine with blocking, what do you reckon, maybe coming out 38? Yeah, be interesting. The yarn, it's lovely. Some of it is softer than other yarns. Some of it is a bit thicker than other yarns. What's it called? It's Serda Loveful. Yeah, tweed. Serda Loveful tweed. The yarn says to use 8mm. I started off with 8mm, but I found the stitches weren't defined enough, so I went down to 3.75, which, as you can see, sorry, some of my stranding is okay, some of it is a bit hit and miss, some of it I forget to loop it across, but anyway. And right, so yeah, as you can see, it's a nice stitch definition. So as I was saying, the orangey is thicker and middle softness. The green is softer. This is what I'm finding on my wall. The blue, which I've only used a little bit, is softer. They're supposed to be raindrops. I'm going to do an umbrella and welly boots, I think, on the pattern. The I think the three tones of, always got three tones of dark brown, mid brown and beige. I would say they're all quite uniform. The main colour all the way through is quite good. It's just I found the orange to be quite a bit thicker. So if you're thinking of doing anything, that's my thought process. Maybe different wind-ups are different. And on the wind-ups, I did find, oh, where's my yarn? Oh, it's on my lap, silly me. I did find, as I was working through, I found it on two balls. You'd come across a higgledy-piggledy mess, quite a bit, and where the machine had tangled up in itself. It's fine, you just got to really sort of unwind it up. It's great, I love it. So that's where I am with all that, and my other knits. What else I've been up to? Oh yeah, I started, where is it? Oh, I started a little embroidery, which I think is quite sweet. Hadn't done much beforehand, but I think I showed it a couple of vlogs ago. It's an RHS one that I'm going to put on the walls. It's a slow process, but it's fun nonetheless. Don't look at the back. I thought nobody's going to see that. And I was sitting in the hospital waiting room at the time, and had lots of comments. Oh, you know, what are you doing? Oh, I used to do crochet, and I used to do this, and I used to do that. It certainly got people talking. Yeah, so that is that. What else? Oh, I'm doing a thing called, what if I can show you? It's called Krog, I cannot even pronounce it. Krog, it's K-R-O-K. Oh, before I say about that, if you watch my vlog on that I did individually on the weaving on my floor loom, I mucked it up. I was going to do tea towels, and I'd done the warp, and I threaded everything up. And when you thread things up, you have to check once, check twice, check thrice. I didn't do that. And the heddles that you put the warp through, I missed some out, and then the reed that you then thread through to wind it on forward, I doubled those up, and so everything started, as I went forward, everything started to pull over to the left, and it was a total mess. So I gave up. Another lesson learnt. I have to be a little bit more patient. But going back to the Krog, I can't pronounce it, K-R-O-K, B-R-A-D-G, and it's Norwegian rug making on a table loom, floor loom, or what's the other one called that I used to have? Oh, for the life of me. Oh, I can't think what it's called now. It's just a loom where you, I'm sure people that do weaving know what I'm talking about. You have to forgive me, not that I need to explain, but sometimes I had, just a quick bit, I had brain surgery 7 years ago for a subdural hematoma. And, okay, yeah, tell the story about my knitting journey from then on in. I started being taught to knit at 13 by my nanny. Before I had my brain surgery, I did everything, the works. I remember doing Uni Yang's, what was it, t-shirt, not t-shirt, vest. That was all the rage years ago. And I did that in Jameson's little 2-ply stuff. That was very intricate, very, very intricate. And I was looking at my Ravelry page the other day and I was like, did I really do that? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. And so the story goes, when I had my subdural hematoma and my eventual burr hole surgery, I left the hospital and I couldn't write my name. I couldn't read a book. My communication skills were okay, but I just sat in the conservatory for 3 months and looked out the window. And it was a really strange experience because it was in the April, and because you're going into spring, and the sky was bluer, the grass was greener, and I just sat and stared. And hubby, bless him, he took over everything. He took over, well, all the household. No, not the reason that he shouldn't do, you know, but, you know, he did, well, basically, he became my carer and he looked after me. And basically, I had to start again with my knitting because I forgot how to knit. It's not that I forgot, I couldn't comprehend it. My cognitive skills had declined a little bit. And thankfully, I found a charitable place called Headway, which helped me immensely when I got frustrated with things. And yeah, and it took a good year and a half before I was able to even look at a simple knitting pattern to comprehend it. My patience was 0. My attention span was that of a gnat. Yeah, so to be where I am now is where I never thought I'd be. And I'm so thankful that I am, because knitting is my love. And I love crochet and I love weaving and I love spinning, but I don't do so much spinning because I get fed up, because you have to spin so much to get enough spun yarn to knit anything apart from a scarf, which I've done, woven scarves and things like that. And so that's why sometimes I lose my track of what I'm talking about. You know, they say, you know, when you mature of age, they say, oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but it's different for me. Mine literally goes. And I tend to say to people, no, let me finish what I was going to say. And they go, oh yeah, we'll come back to that. I go, no, you can't come back to it because it will go. I don't know. Anyway, so if sometimes I go off track, that's the reason why, which I've forgotten about what I was talking about anyway. I haven't got a... See? Oh, goodness me. I can't even remember what I was talking about now. I went off track and I can't get back on it. That's it. Tell a lie. Croak brag. So Krokbragg, and it's Nordic and it's rug weaving, but it's pronounced croak bragd, Krokbragg, and I've been practicing that. I just wonder if I can show you a little bit. Oh, sorry, get my fingers off the camera. Right, I'm just going to turn it around and then you can have a little look. This is my Kronsky, and that is my sample for, whoopsie, get your fingers out the way, woman. Sorry about that. No David Bailey here, but it's all au naturel. Yeah, so I've been having a go at that. So let's go back to, I've shown you all that, which I'm going to do some more this evening. Knitting Gansies, that book came. I don't think hubby's going to get one anytime soon. I spent £13–15 on this on Amazon. I think it's going to sit on the shelf for a little while. Unfortunately. Oh dear. It is very profound. because there's underarm gussets, and they give you what they call a sampler to practice on. I don't practice. I don't even do tension squares because luckily I tend to knit to tension somehow, because I sort of think, well, if I do a tension square, it's not even a square, it's about 40 stitches and about three or four high, and I measure that and I go, that's it. And if it doesn't work, then I change my needle size, and it always seems to work. So yes, I don't think you'll be seeing a knitted jumper of that anytime soon, but if I do, I'll let you know. So how long have I been yaddering on? Oh, 21 minutes. I think that's enough of me. So thank you, lovely subscribers. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for commenting. I love your comments. I will always answer or say hello back. So we'll see how the doodle knit goes next time I see you and how far I've got. Actually, that wasn't bad looking at it. Where is it? Oh gosh, hang on. I did that much, don't know how many rows that is, in 10 days. So I suppose mostly in the evening, because life's been a bit busy during the day. Hopefully next time I can show you a bit of the garden, which was our new build garden, and it's all done now. And hubby's got his log cabin, and he's all setting up in there, and he's sorting out his trains and what he wants to do. Been buying shrubs and flowers and trees and everything else, and it's starting to come into bloom. So anyway, I'm going to say cheerio for now. I was in the hospital today because I got a bit of a spine problem, and I had an MRI done, so they sent me home, and my results have gone down to Southampton hospital, from Chichester Hospital, because we live near Chichester. So they're going to ring me tomorrow, so I'm hoping the news is good. I don't know why I shared that, but they're looking for a thing called, I might as well share it because it might help somebody. I was diagnosed, before I say goodbye, I was diagnosed with bilateral sciatica 12 weeks ago. So I started getting pains and pins and needles and everything else, and clawed feet in both legs, and then my right leg gave way. So rang the doctors, and then I had to go down to the A&E, and they said, oh, they took x-rays, and they said, oh, everything seems okay. But the consultant took me aside, and he said, you're all right at the moment. He said, not to saying that you won't get it. He said, but if you get any sensations of numbness in your bottom, your front bottom, the top of your legs, bad pins and needles, numbness, tingling, it's a medical, well, they're red flags. And it's called cauda equine syndrome, because at the bottom of your spine you've got your coccyx, and as far as I understand it, and if anybody knows of any information that they can help with me, and I've done Dr. Google, and it's a bit frightening, because if it is this, and it's a bit scary, you've got a 48-hour window. Right, let's go back. If you start pooing away in yourself, that's straight to hospital, and that's a medical emergency, and that's straight into surgery, because if they don't catch it within 48 hours, you could become paralysed. So you can imagine how scary this has been. But anyway, I have got a bit of saddle numbness and coccyx numbness and awful burning between my thighs. I don't know why I'm sharing this, because it's quite personal, but then if somebody's out there that has the same thing. Anyway, it's a medical emergency, and yeah, so it's suspected. So that's why they are fast tracking me. So I should find out tomorrow if it is. And yeah, so anyway, all will be okay. So I'm going to say cheerio for now, and thank you for listening, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, thank you for commenting. Take care, cheerio. Mwah! Bye bye. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, bye.